Hello there guys, and welcome to this Explain 11 video. Today I'm very excited to bring to you this full review of the Piper Super Cub by Aero Simulations. There are three reasons why I am very excited about reviewing this aircraft. One being the fact that I'm a general aviation enthusiast. Second, this aircraft actually comes with three distinct flight models. And third, it comes with the Reality Expansion Pack by SimCoders. The inclusion of the Reality Expansion Pack in this aircraft marks special significance for two reasons in my opinion. One, REP by SimCoders really takes any aircraft to the next level in terms of realism, aircraft behavior, fuel consumption, failures. It's kind of like the AccuSim in the A2A fleet of aircraft. The second, it's really quite remarkable to see two developers working together to bring this great product to the flight sim community. We are currently situated at probably one of my most favorite airports to test general aviation aircraft, no other than Chambéry Airport in France, or Lima Foxtrot Lima Bravo. In this video, we are going to be examining the 3D modeling and the texture work of the Super Cub, and then we're going to take it for a short flight around the French Alps to put it to the test. In terms of the exterior 3D modeling and texture work, as you can see, Aero Simulations have done an exquisite job to produce a highly authentic replica of the real Super Cub. Everything has been done with an excruciating amount of detail. The texture work looks absolutely phenomenal. If you look at the details right over here, down here, the wheels, everything really has been done to produce a high fidelity replica of the Super Cub. Visually, I think this is a stunning model, and as it is always the case, of course, I've compared this to real-world footage of the aircraft, and the 3D model, the texture work, the general look of the aircraft from the exterior is really spot on. The interior 3D modeling and texture work have been done to a very high standard as well, though in some areas it is not as high fidelity. For example, if you look at this floor here, it does not look very realistic in my opinion, but everything else really looks absolutely gorgeous. If we look here, look at this switch panel, and this is the cockpit light, I believe. Everything is looking pretty good. Yeah, this is the cockpit lights. So the circuit breakers definitely looking pretty good. They're not modeled, by the way, in this aircraft. But everything else here, look at the seat belt here. The material representation is done quite well, and the texture work overall, I think, on the aircraft is looking pretty good. This is the back of the aircraft. So I think in terms of the exterior interior modeling, the texture work, I think everything really looks pretty good. I think it immerses you in the experience. The overall look and feel and ambience is pretty spot on. And by the way, this looks very, very much like the real aircraft. So in terms of authenticity, the guys at Aero Simulations have really nailed this model. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the Reality Expansion Pack, or REP, REP really adds a lot of immersive behavior into the aircraft, really takes it to the next level in terms of aircraft behavior, fuel consumption, failures, startup procedures. So I'm not going to be covering REP per se in this video, but suffice it to say that it really takes any aircraft to the next level in terms of realism. I am going to show you the control panel real quick. So it's got a knee board which has the normal operation checklist, emergency procedures, and references, which gives you some aircraft performance data. The weight and balance, or mass and balance in this case, can also be set from within the REP menu. You can perform a walk around for increased realism, which is, by the way, the most important part of the flight. It also comes with a tow truck, which helps you tow the aircraft. It comes with a maintenance report where you can look at the various parts of the aircraft and see how the cylinders, fuel filters, spark plugs are faring up to the abuse that you perform on the aircraft. And last but not least, it comes with an automatic engine start for those of you who just want to get in and start up the aircraft. What I'm going to do in this video is I am going to start up the aircraft. We're going to taxi to the runway, and then we're going to climb to 10,000 feet. We're going to do some maneuvers, some rudder tests and some stall tests, and then we're going to come back and land at Chambéry. It is now time for the fun part of our video, where we're going to fire up the aircraft and take it for a short flight around the French Alps. So the first thing, let's go ahead and set our fuel tank to the right tank. And the throttle is about 1 centimeter open. Let's head over here. Battery switch is on. Beacon is on. And let's see here. Mixture on full rich. Fuel pump. Mixture lean. Magneto switches on, and starter. Okay, we have a good start. Lean the mixture. Let's take it to about 1,000 RPM. There we go. So everything looks okay. Let's continue here. Alternator is on. Taxi lights, nav lights, avionics. Everything looks good to me. So let's go ahead and taxi to the runway. Really nice sounds on this aircraft, both interior and exterior. Release the parking brake. Just listen to those sounds. Now, when we come close to departure, for some reason, this aircraft tends to skid to the left. I'm not sure if this is a bug or if this is realistic aircraft behavior, but I will show you what I mean in a minute. And by the way, many of you guys have been asking me if I'm a beta tester of the Flight Factor A320. I'm not, but my good friend Thomas Rasmussen is, and he's posted several videos of the aircraft on his channel, so please do visit his channel. Give him a few likes and subscribes, and take a look at the Flight Factor A320 at his channel. Alright, let me make a final stop here. Let me tell you, those sounds are really nice. Okay, let me set the parking brake. Right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to turn on the landing lights, turn off the taxi lights. Now, according to the checklist, the fuel pumps should be on for departure and landing. What I've noticed is when I turn on the fuel pump, I get surges of power. So the RPM kind of goes, you know, low and high for some reason. I think, I'm not sure that this is the correct behavior, but I'm not sure. So I'm just going to leave it off for now, and we're going to do mixture full rich. Let's release the parking brake and let's go. Those sounds are just really beautiful. Alright, so we're ready to go now. And let me just slowly advance the throttle. That's what I mean. Do you see that? I'm not sure why it just goes to the left. Doesn't really take too long to lift off this aircraft off the ground. Nice sounds, 2500 RPM and about 75 miles per hour is the best climb speed for this beautiful bird. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep climbing to about 10,000 feet, and believe it or not, this aircraft has a service ceiling of 19,000 feet, which is impressive. So we're going to continue to climb, and as soon as we hit the 10,000 mark, we'll begin our usual tests, the rudder test, the stall test, and what have you. We are now at about 10,000 feet, so let's begin our tests. The first test we're going to do is a rudder test, so we're going to begin with a right rudder. Look at that. Very, very fluid. Left rudder. Beautiful. Just really beautiful. Let's take a look at the rudder test from the outside. Very nice indeed. Very, very fluid. I really like how this aircraft flies. And by the way, just a quick note, I paid the full price for this aircraft, so a lot of guys have been asking me if I'm getting these as gifts or not. No, I paid the full price for the aircraft. I'm under no pressure to say anything that I don't want to say. So I'm just really reporting what I'm experiencing and what I'm seeing on the screen. Let me tell you, I'm absolutely fond of this aircraft. Really, really a lot of fun to fly. It really feels like a real aircraft. The sounds, the textures, and the reality expansion pack all together, I think, makes for a very high fidelity aircraft for X-Plane 11, a serious contender in the general aviation category without a doubt. All right, let's go ahead and make a few turns here. Flies really nice. You can hear the wind as we apply rudder. Yeah, very nice indeed. Okay, let's go ahead and kill the power. So I'm gonna idle the power, and we're gonna pitch up and see what happens. Again, the sounds are just really very well done. Well, I'm not exactly sure if I'm doing the right thing. I think I'm not doing the right thing to stall the aircraft. The stall speed about 43, about 30, I think 38 miles per hour. Okay, let me try this again. Let's kill the power completely. Well, I'm not really sure, guys, if this is accurate behavior in terms of the stall, but you guys can tell me. I'm probably not doing the right thing to stall this aircraft. I'm not very familiar with all its performance data, but I tell you, it flies really nice. It does feel very real in terms of the flight controls and just the behavior of the aircraft up in the air. At this altitude. I'm just going to make a few turns here so you guys can see. And of course, the reality expansion pack adds a lot to the aircraft in terms of its flight dynamics and the realism, the sounds. Everything's just absolutely stupendous. Okay, we're here. Now let me make a turn. And what we're going to do is we're going to dive, and hopefully I won't damage the engines. Okay, I think we can do it right over here. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and dive now. Now you can hear the wind sound as well. I think that's good enough. You don't want to blow up the engines. I tell you, the synchronization of the engine sound with the wind sound, just the way the aircraft handles, is something I haven't witnessed in X-Plane 11 before this aircraft. I really like how this aircraft flies. If you're a fan of general aviation aircraft, this aircraft is definitely for you. Yeah. Very, very fluid and immense fun and joy to fly. Now that we have completed our test, let's go ahead and head back to Chambéry and land. We are now on final Chambéry Airport to land. And let me tell you guys, if you're a general aviation fan, this aircraft is a must-have, and I'm confident to recommend it anytime. You will get immense enjoyment out of flying this aircraft, and it's really well made in all departments. The visuals, the flight model, the sounds, everything just all around. A beautiful aircraft, lots of fun, lots of joy to fly. Well, that wasn't a very good landing. But again, I'm not at all proficient in flying this aircraft yet. It's definitely a challenging aircraft to fly, and it's definitely a lot of joy to fly this aircraft. Let me lean the mixture here. Well, folks, this really brings us to the conclusion of our video today. I sure do hope that this was an insightful and useful video. I hope that this was a fair look at the Super Cub by Aero Simulations. This aircraft, without a doubt, gets my full 10 out of 10 mark. I think it's done incredibly well in all departments, and it really does deserve the platinum plate. Until next time, please take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye for now.